yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do, yeah, I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's done. When I pulled off the lot, that's done. Here in the town, in the city, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Black stripe, yellow paint. I hear they scared of it, but them pros ain't. Soon as I hit the club, look at the moon face. Hit the pedal once, make the floor shake. Sway inside, my engine roaring. It's the big boy, you know what I paid for it. And I got the pedal to the metal. Got you out here talking game, I'm balling out on every level. Hear them haters talk, but there's nothing you can tell them. Just made $1 million, got another million on my schedule. No love for him, boy, I'm breaking hearts. No keys, push to start. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do, yeah, I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's done. When I pulled off the lot, that's done. Here in the town, in the city, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Hello, Riverside families. My name is Dr. Melissa Mlakar, and for those of you who don't know, I am the Director of Curriculum and Instruction for the district. I wanted to do a short video for all of you as we get ready to start our distance learning tomorrow, March 30th. There are some things that you need to know as parents, guardians, or caregivers of students at Riverside that can help make the transition a little bit easier for everybody. First of all, you all need to know that students in grades 3 through 12 all have a Google Classroom. Those students know how to access the classroom and should have been given classroom codes from their teachers. If for some reason your student does not know the classroom code for their classes, they should contact their teacher. That will be the easiest way to get the code and the information that they need to access their online assignments during this time. There are a number of things that you can do to help your student at home. First of all, try to set a schedule for them. That will be really important moving forward as they have had a couple of weeks off here, a little bit of an extended spring break, so to speak, and it will be necessary for them to kind of get back into the swing of things. Setting the schedule, though, doesn't have to mirror what our school schedule looks like. For example, if you have a teenager at home, you know full well they are not going to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to be online or working by 7:30 in the morning. That's unrealistic, and there's no reason for it at this time. Students can access their assignments and their online work at any time of the day, whenever it's convenient for them. They just need to be doing it every day. I'm also going to do a video for students to kind of give them some tips and tricks in getting started, some reminders moving forward for them, but it'll be important that you as their parents or their caregivers to make sure that they are scheduling that time every day to make sure that their work gets done. If you have a student who is a kindergartner, a first grader, or a second grader, you received learning binders for your students to use during the next 2 weeks. Please have them start working on those assignments that were given by their teachers. They were planned by our district teachers with the thought that it's much more difficult for kindergartners, first graders, and second graders to access online assignments. Please keep the work that you do from those learning binders at this time. Just keep it at home. We will be contacting you in the next week or two to let you know how we're going to have you turn that in. It might be a drop-off. It might be take pictures and send them through an email. We haven't really worked through that yet, but you can just start working through the learning binders and keep that information and that work in those binders for right now. A couple of other things to be cognizant of. You can also help your student create a learning space. And in this learning space, they can keep their Chromebook, they can keep their learning binder, they can keep their school supplies that they need to get their work done so that everything is ready to go whenever they decide to sit down and do their work every day. If for some reason you don't have the supplies that you need, please let either your teacher know or your building principal know, and we will make arrangements to get you the supplies that you need so that your student can continue to work during this time. In addition, students should have access to a device. While kindergartners, first and second graders are not using it all the time on a regular basis, that may change moving forward. We did try to make an effort to touch base with parents of those kinders, first and second graders to make sure that they had a device at home when the learning binders were picked up. If you did not get a device or you do not have access to a device at home, please contact your building administrator, principal, or teacher and let them know. We will be sure to get you a device or to make arrangements to get you a device moving forward. For students grades 3 through 12, they should all have a Chromebook, and one should have come home with them on the last day of school on that Friday that we were last in session. If for some reason you are experiencing technical difficulties with your device, your school-issued device, not your personal computer, your school-issued device, the Chromebook, we will be sending out information this week for technical assistance, whether it's to drop off a broken Chromebook and pick up a new one, or some information on some easy fixes that you can do if the problem seems to be something that can be fixed at home. So we'll be sending that information out this week. The information that I'm going over in this video will also be posted on the website so that if you need to refer back to it, you can do that. Moving forward, as you are all aware, the governor has issued the stay-at-home order for the state of Ohio through April 6th at midnight, which means we are not going back to school on April 6th as we had originally thought. We are planned through that week for students to do this fully online Google Classroom work. Moving forward, should the stay-at-home order be issued longer than Easter, we are planning on starting some live sessions for students where learning will continue in that manner. Teachers are learning Google Hangouts and Google Meet, and they are also practicing with Zoom meetings so that we will be able to offer a more robust learning experience for your student. Those sessions will go live, but that won't happen until the week of April 14th, which is the Tuesday after Easter, if indeed the stay-at-home order goes that long. Once again, if you have any questions, you can email me. I can be reached at melissa.mlakar@riversideschools.net. You can contact your teacher or you can contact your building principal. Any of us will be able to field email questions, and if we don't know the answers, which we might not, we're all learning this at the same time, we will come up with answers or get in contact with the people who have answers. Finally, I would like to say to all of you at this time, as we start this distance learning experience, this is a transition for everyone, for you, for students, for teachers, for administrators. We all are learning how to do this together. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your student. Be patient with your teachers. Be patient with the technology, because there are going to be glitches in the technology. We are aware of that. It's going to happen. It's just something that we're going to have to work through at this time. Right now, there is a lot of stress on everyone. Things are different. We are right now currently living a different normal. That normal won't last forever, but while we are in the midst of this process, We all need to pull together and do the best we can with the tools that we have and help each other. Having said that, please do not allow distance learning to become a stressor in your life or your student's life. We are well aware that everyone's family situation is different. We are very concerned and very cognizant of that thought. And we want this experience to be one that moves your children forward in their learning, but also does not cause any extra stress to you or your family. Your mental health, your students' mental health are the most important things right now. So please, nothing is worth a battle. It is your job to support your students. It is our job to teach them. Please remember that. And finally, a thank you to everyone out there who is helping to keep all of us safe, to help keeping us fed. First responders, police, fire, medical, thank you for all that you're doing. If you work in that industry or you know someone who works in that industry, a heartfelt thanks to all of you. To anyone who is still working because they are an essential business or an essential part of the supply chain, thank you very much for all of the work that you're doing. Again, it's an extra burden on those that have a responsibility not only to their families but to their jobs so that the rest of us can continue to live and to move forward in this time. And finally, thank you to the teachers, to the staff that I work with. If you have an opportunity to thank them, also, they have been doing a great job. A lot of reaching out, a lot of connecting with students, with families. We are by nature a social group. We like what we do. We enjoy our jobs, and part of what we enjoy is the connection and the relationship that we have with students and with families. During this time, when we don't have that connection and our relationships are a little bit different, it's hard for us too. So we're finding the best ways that we can to be responsive to those needs and to, once again, continue to move our learning forward. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, or issues as we move forward, start with your teacher. Utilize the connection with your building principal. And if all else fails, you can always email me. There's a lot of you, though, and only one of me. So I will do my best to be as responsive as I can in a timely fashion. Again, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for supporting your students, and thank you for supporting all of us here at Riverside. Remember, together we will get through this. And when we get to the other side, not if, but when, because we will all be the better for it. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.